Welcome to Rockhound Podcast. My name is Kyle with World of Rockhounds, and fellow host here, Kurt with Rock.Hounding.Adventures, and we got
Hello.
Karen with Ozone Fine Art. And we kind of started this to kind of build a community of fellow YouTube content creators, but also started this kind of podcast to kind of talk about rock hounding stuff, lapidary stuff, everything that's going to be rock hounding related. We'll talk about it here, and even share some stories. So. Um, I'm not gonna start with myself for introductions first. Let's go ahead and start. Um, let's do a. We'll do ozone because you're kind of. We're
Because
gonna
I'm
go
over here.
alphabetically.
Okay. I'm Karen Britt, and my channel is Ozone Fine Art. It's named after a gallery that I used to own on the Bayfront, historical Bayfront in Newport, Oregon. What does that have to do with rock hounding? It's always been a passion of mine. And so I brought the rocks into the gallery, and the entire backspace of the gallery became a big rock bonanza with lapidary equipment, and everyone was always full of questions and excited to share their finds from the beach and ask me questions. And after I closed the gallery, I kept the name. I started a channel. I started having fun making the content. And sure enough, those people started showing up again, although in the virtual world, asking the questions, wanting to see the pretties. And I still love, of course, making the lapidary and jewelry. So that's kind of what brought me to making the channel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
next will be Kurt.
Okay.
You're next in alphabetical.
Okay. My name's Kurt Westerman with Rock.Hounding.Adventures. Pretty much, I've been a rock hound my entire life, and been traveling a lot the last couple of years, and mainly just kind of collecting rock, any cool rocks or fossils that stand out to me. Just recently started getting into some lapidary, so I got a flat lap, and I'll start making cabs and pendants and so forth. So I'm looking forward towards that. And most of the time, I'm out in the field going on small rock hunts and making content for you guys. So
Keep it up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, excited for everyone to be here. It's been pretty awesome so far.
Definitely.
So that leaves me, since I'm the last letter of the alphabet at this point. Not the super last, but you guys know what I mean. But I'm Kyle. I'm with World of Rockhounds. I've been collecting rocks since before I could even remember. My mom would tell me that I'd pick up rocks out of people's driveways, and it's never stopped. And then I think 2012 is when I started doing the lapidary work. I started volunteering at a local rock shop to learn different skills between lapidary and even some basic silversmithing work. I guess you can call it silversmithing. Um, but I've also taken the time to, between when I started doing that, to get my own equipment and do stuff on my own accord in my own space, and to eventually maybe hope start doing classes here at home, and then that way I can pass on knowledge to other people that need to have more hands-on learning as opposed to learning online, because everyone has different learning skills or learning setbacks, and so it'll be nice to be able to still continue teaching classes once we don't have this sickness floating around right now. So that's me. So
This has been a great platform, though. Wouldn't you agree to share the stuff that you know and the skills like the metalsmithing and that sort of thing with all you guys out there? So, yeah.
Definitely.
well, for me, it's nice to be able to give information for free, because that's kind of the biggest thing. Because if you do an in-person class for anything that's rock related or even jewelry making, it's going to cost money, and you're paying for their time and their materials. But for YouTube or even other platforms, putting the information out there is going to be free, where you can just watch. I mean, it's optional for certain channels to either donate or pay extra for, as a thank you. But for me, it's knowing that we can put free information out there for people to pick up on, and not have to worry about people asking questions like, well, why is this top secret? I'm not going to tell people it's a top secret. If I know something and know how to do something, I'm going to share it.
Definitely.
Yep.
I think that's a good approach.
Yeah.
Most of the times, whenever you're, I mean, just even not just lapidary or like jewelry making, but when you're going out into the field and you're new to an area, like when I first came to Colorado, I didn't know where to go or anything of the sort. And every time I would ask someone, they would say, buy a book or go on this website and buy a membership and kind of learn as you go. But I mean, that's one of the reasons I started the channel, is so that way I could provide free information for people that are locally in this area. And I do my research and look for public land where I can go out and hunt and then record it and provide it for all you guys. So, I mean, I definitely agree with that.
Going over our notes here, what are some useful tips that you can provide to people that are just getting into rock hounding?
Well, if you're just getting into it, obviously you're not going to have a lot of tools. So I just say, if you're not sure where to go, normally what I look for is a creek bed, or just go to, if you have a lake nearby, go hunt the bank. And pretty much what I started off when I first started like collecting native artifacts and like cords and chert and stuff, I would just take a little mini shovel with me, or like a little three prong rake, like garden like rake thing, and take that with you and scuff through the dirt or gravel and find some cool rocks.
So hey Kurt, do you check before you go, as far as if it's public land or?
So that's a great point. So before you go to a lake or a creek bed or wherever, you definitely need to go online and do a little bit of research, make sure it's not private land or like a conservation area or national park, national monument area. All of those are off limits to rock hounding. You can get a pretty hefty fine. So always do your research before going out to one of those locations. So that is an excellent question. Thank you.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah. I think my favorite tip, other than, making sure it's all legal, is to pay attention when you're rock hounding. I mean, on the coast, we have the deal with the sneaker waves, right? And so you want to pay attention to your surroundings. On the coast, you don't turn your back to the waves, because one of them can be coming your way 15 times faster than the rest of them and knock you off your feet and take you out to the ocean. And it does happen a fair amount. But also, as aforementioned, we've seen cougar while we were out in the field, and I'm down, crouched over, digging in the ground. And I bet you I look like some really great food, at that moment in time. And so it's good to look around. And then also the paying attention thing is good, because some of the places that we all go, you were mentioning how remote you love to go, Andrew, and that sort of thing. Out in the Rabbit Hills, where you find the sunstones here in Oregon, you can get lost so easy, and it doesn't seem like you can, because you're just in scrub. It's not even like there's trees in the way.
You can see things for miles.
Oh my gosh. I lost a glove out there. I will never find it again. And thank goodness for the mines, so that you can triangulate where you were and where you're going. Mm-hmm. And so, paying attention to the ground makes it super easy for you to lose track of where you are. So that's my tip.
Know where the sun sets and where the sun rises.
For sure. Even having a compass and that sort of thing. Yeah. Making sure that you have devices, even if you have, some redundancy in devices is nice. We were talking a little bit about apps for rock hounding and that sort of thing. And I think I like to have that sort of thing, plus some analog maps, just in case your device doesn't work anymore for some reason. So, yeah.
Brush up on those map reading skills.
another good thing I want to touch on is if you're ever going out way out in the high desert or wherever, and you know you're not going to have self-service, make sure you got plenty of water, and also an extra like a gallon of gas in case you run out of gas. Another great thing, I just recently saw a video that Jared with currently Rockhounding put out of a can't remember the name of it, but it's a little device. So if you ever accidentally have a fall and you're by yourself, or some emergency situation happens and you can't get out, you hit the button and it sends a signal to the satellites, and then help is able to come for you. I can't remember what
is it a Spot?
What?
I think Spot is one of the names of a brand for that. I'm not sure if that's the one that Jared was talking about. But.
Just recently here in Colorado, there was I think 3 skiers that were out in like the backcountry skiing and accidentally caused the avalanche. And the only reason that they were able to be found was because of those trackers that they had. But
yeah, that's required. Yeah. And so that's a really good idea to make sure that if you don't have one of those, make sure somebody knows where you were going.
Yes, exactly.
You know, Kyle and I were just talking about this, where, you know, maybe somebody knows so that they can start the last time, or the last place that they knew you were going to be, they could start there at least. So
yeah.
What other tools do you like, Kyle? Like, what's in your rock bag?
A plastic garbage bag for trash.
Oh, bravo. Yes.
There's been plenty of times, because most places I hound are typically tossed up between just north of Newport, and between that and going to a fee dig site, because it's easy to get material there. But every time I go to the coast, I always be sure to bring a plastic bag with me, because more times than not, I end up with more trash than I do rocks.
Oh, yeah.
And so figured I'm going to be there anyway. And if I see something, I'll just pick it up. I'm not hurting the environment. helping
it. Yeah.
But if I'm going somewhere that I haven't really been before, I always make sure to let my wife know where I'm going, and kind of give her an idea where I'm going to be at. But on the other side of things, I'm a huge advocate for going rock hounding with someone else. And I know a lot of people are just, they like to kind of keep their spots secret, hidden. You want to share with, information with anyone else. But if you make friends with the right people and you build trust and communication with other people, it's worth it to go with someone else. That way, if you get hurt, you at least have one other person to kind of either help you or get help. Because it's not worth it if you're out there by yourself and you get hurt or you get attacked by wildlife and you're kind of SOL.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But that's and if you have means of protection as far as firearms, or even just like bear mace, air horns, anything that you can have, bring it with you if you do, and if you really want to go by yourself somewhere.
Also, yeah, didn't somebody scare off a cougar with Metallica or something like that? So
that's news to me.
Yeah, have your pepper spray and your Metallica or what?
Traumatized.
Yeah, totally traumatized.
Yeah, other than that, it all depends on where I'm going. I mean, I keep my truck pretty stocked with a rock scoop, like what Agadad uses in his video. I got rock picks. I got little mini shovels, hammers, chisels, and stuff like that. So I actually am prepared, but it all depends on what I'm doing. If I'm walking creeks, side bag and maybe a hammer, but not necessarily. It's a lot of times just the scoop. If I don't feel like getting myself entirely wet from this part of my body. But I will if I have to.
All the way to your armpit.
I will if I have to.
How many of us have been there?
Yeah.
I was like, I'll try eventually.
Yeah, I think that it seems like I always forget gloves when I want to do heavy shoveling or picking. So it's nice to have gloves. And then in Oregon, at least, it's an awesome idea to have not only a squirt bottle to make the rock wet, because everybody knows about the rule of not licking them, right?
Yes.
We're not supposed to do that.
Yes.
But also I bring a light, and there's a myriad of reasons why to have a light, just in case you're out after dark and you didn't mean to be, or what have you. But oftentimes the solar light is not showing, and for the agates and some of the really cool material, you want to backlight it. So I always bring a light.
And speaking of light, that's if you do go out rock hounding, another good tip is, depending on what you're looking for. For example, there's a couple creeks here in Oregon where you can find like agates and petrified wood and stuff like that. Depending on the time of day you go, you can have the light behind you to find the petrified wood, or you can have the light ahead of you to light the agates. So you can always walk the creek in one direction and find one material, then walk back and find the other. Depending on how long you're walking too. You can always do a 2-day trip. Like, all right.
Yeah. How about weather, guys?
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me. I'll hunt if it's storming outside. If it's freezing cold and snowing, it doesn't really bother me that much.
You kind of have to. In many locales, if you wait until it's nice, you'll never go.
Oh, I know.
But I think that, another kind of heads up, in many places, you get monsoon type storms or things that move in rather quickly. And if you're way out in the backcountry, you might end up with, cake batter around your wheels and not going anywhere. So we always keep an eye on the weather, just so that we make sure that if we're like way out, we can get back in. It's been close a few times. We've had to break camp in the middle of the night, or else, we were going to be sharing a Cliff Bar for 3 more days. So
another good tip about weather, if you're hunting out in like the forest or wherever, and it's starting to rain and you're hunting in a creek bed, always pay attention upriver. Make sure you are not in a flash flood zone, because that can catch you off guard and scare the heck out of you.
They're for real.
I've been in similar situations and it's been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, the creek's rising. How high is the water, mama? 3 feet and rising.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen in near Cedar City, Utah. We were in a creek bed doing exactly what you were talking about, Kurt. And we heard the rumble. We didn't even see the clouds. They were like miles up the riverbed. And we heard the rumble. Like, get out. and the chocolate milk with the trees and everything came. Yeah, it was pretty intense. So you know it.
I think we missed one very good, important tool to bring when you go out rock hounding. Toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never forget it. I always bring food, because if I don't bring food, I lose energy pretty quick, and then once my energy's done, I'm done. I'm like, I don't have the strength to do anything. Start getting the shakes, and it's like, no, I'll sit here and wait for everyone else to get done if I'm with someone else. But for the most part, food, like I said, is important. It's also important to have a first aid kit.
Oh yeah.
And Pepto-Bismol if you have a sensitive tummy. A lot of times I'll take it before I even go, just because I've had a little fun fact. I've never ever done number 2 anywhere in nature until I went to Glass Butte. For those who've been to Glass Butte, there's almost no trees.
Yeah. There's those little junipers.
Well, we were on the side of a mountain, and so we had a good clear view of the road down below, and it's one of those things where I'm next to this tree and I see this van driving in the opposite direction. I'm like, well, I'm sure if they look in that mirror, they're probably gonna see me, and if I can see them, they can see me easily. But I wasn't the only one that was having like tummy issues that day, and it was the first time for me, and I was like, man, I hope this never happens again. And I'm telling you, it's almost like clockwork every time I decide to go out for an adventure. So I thought ahead of time. From then on, after the second time it happened in the woods that time, a bear poops in the woods, does it happen?
Yeah. On the first aid kit note, a snake kit is a good thing to have too.
Definitely.
Yeah, there is a snake season, and there's a time that they're all molting and they're just everywhere, and it can be pretty scary. And so it's another thing to be prepared for if you're going. You don't want to just go, doing the Little House on the Prairie romp down, sagebrush hill. You might find a few snakes on the way. So definitely the snake venom kit.
I feel like if anyone went rock hounding with me, they need to keep an eye on me because I'm not scared of snakes. I'd be the person that'd be more likely to if I see a rattlesnake, I'm probably going to try to pick it up. So I'm gonna have to get talked down of not to pick it up because I have never seen a rattlesnake in real life. I grew up watching the Crocodile Hunter. I know that their strike length is like what 3/4 their body length.
They're crazy. They don't want to have anything to do with you, just like spiders. But that's the thing is we're rummaging around, and so you might just upset one. Yeah. A fun fact about the scorpions, really quick, is that they glow in a black light. Yep. And you guys also know, and I'm sure the viewers know, some of them, that the black light works with minerals. Some of the phosphorescent minerals as well, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like fluorite does that, and
calcite as well.
And so that's not only a tool for mineral or rock identification, but also super fun at night. Like if you go to the Rabbit Hills to go find the sunstones, bring your black light and you can see the scorpions too.
What are you guys' thoughts on leave no trace when you're out in nature?
That's definitely a really good point. Whatever you bring in to wherever you're going, always make sure you take it out as well. If you dig any holes or anything, if you dig a hole, make sure you fill it in so that way it keeps the landscape how it was when you found it. I've noticed a couple of my places where I've made videos. I've gotten messages from subscribers that go out there that have always been going out there before I made the videos, and locals and stuff tell me that since my videos were put out at these locations, they've seen more trash left on the trails or in the creeks. And it kind of makes me want to take the videos down because I don't want to like ruin nature. But at the same time, I'm providing like content for people to go out and to these awesome places and find some cool stuff. But I mean, I always try, like if I'm out and I see trash, I'll pick it up just to help. Like you were saying earlier, you're not damaging the environment, you're helping the environment by picking up trash by having a little bag with you. Yeah,
it helps. What about you, Karen?
I think that respecting the land and the locals is super important. A lot of us, not only do we want to pack our trash, many of us, and you guys out there, love to camp. And so there's the impact that you have on the locale, not only with your trash footprint and that sort of thing, but also by being there. And oftentimes the really, really cool places to go rock hounding also are great places to have cattle ranches or, some cabins, that sort of thing. And we've definitely been at some locations where folks forget that, hey, music might be like audio pollution, or if you guys are, riding your ATVs all night and there's a community right there or somebody's ranch, I think that it's just really good to be aware of the locals and the land.
Common courtesy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Let's do a couple more questions and then we'll go ahead and start wrapping things up here. What is something that you're hoping to learn as far as a personal growth through YouTube? Heavy hitting questions.
Yeah, everybody went.
I mean, I can lead it off if you like, and give you time to think about it. But
Sounds good.
I'm I've been kind of using this as a way to build more skills as far as personal skills, communication skills. I've always been kind of a shy person, and even though my wife says that I am very I can be personable and I can be outgoing and talk to people. I get wore out really easily, and I can be talking to someone for like 5 minutes, and I'll mentally just tap out. I'm like, people are cool, but I'm tired. So I'm trying to use this to kind of build the way that I can actually communicate with other people and kind of build relations through online and in person, and work on my communication skills as well, because my communication skills have not been the greatest. Maybe next week I'll talk about a story about in Job Corps when we had to take communication classes. It was embarrassing for me. I will say it involved Rocky Mountain oysters, and I didn't know if they were at the time.
Oh no!
But I want to be able to use this to help grow myself. I mean, I feel like I've done better already, but there's always room for improvement, and not just for communications, but also with how I'm doing stuff on the channel. Trying to, like a rock, I'm trying to polish things up even better than it was before, and that's why I am happy to spend a little extra money to improve things, so I can have good product out there. And also it builds other skills too. For example, I had bought the video editing software. I've used it several times for work, for doing showings, as far as doing advertising videos for vacant places. And I keep making videos as practice, and every time I make a video I get better and better and better. So there's more than one way to improve on yourself, or at least for me, through doing stuff for YouTube.
Yeah. So you were touching base with like the communication thing and how it's helping you. That's one thing that I've noticed as well, since like I've always had people tell me to pronounce words better, and I didn't know what they were talking about until I'm making videos and I'm watching myself talk, and I'm like, half the time I can't even understand a word that's coming out of my mouth. So I've been like really focusing on trying to like process what I want to say and pronouncing it properly. And so that's one thing that's the YouTube channel has really helped me with grow, and being able to pronounce and actually hear myself talk, looking at it while I'm editing the video and so forth. And another thing that's been helping, or that I've been learning, is watching like you guys whenever y'all use like the lapidary equipment and stuff. One thing I've always wanted to do is take a rock and turn it into something extremely beautiful. And even though the rock's already beautiful as it is in its natural state, but being able to get it in that polished form, set into jewelry or wrapped or whatever, I've always wanted to do something like that. And now with the YouTube channel, it's kind of bringing that into my life, and I'm able to enjoy that aspect of it. So that's one thing that's a few things that having the channel has really helped with in my life.
Nice. And I've noticed the difference between your older videos and your newer videos too. So there have been improvements. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome.
Karen, tell us about it.
Andrew still has a thing.
I saw that a little. Okay.
Yeah, just look for a little red dot.
Yeah. So I think that for me, the YouTube thing started off as kind of a platform because I stopped having the gallery, which I'm used to having a platform in which to showcase things that are beautiful that I myself made, but also I had 50 other artists that I represented that always brought me into the flow of all this creativity. And not only that, I got to see the reaction of all these people come in the door and light up like get totally interested in this or that. And especially my indulgence was the whole rock thing in the back. And then they would come in and bring me specimens and teach me.
Mhm.
And I miss that. So this is the online gallery format for me. So people are giving me feedback. I love it when people leave comments like, could you do another video on more jewelry, or show us how to make a cabochon, or what was that rock, or how many other kinds of obsidian are there? This is
Good luck
an
answering
indulgence.
that.
Yeah. You were just saying, Kyle, if you could just do this the whole time, like, all day, just do the rock thing. And so, yeah, it's that's what brought me to paying attention to my channel. It's been lying around for a while, and just in the last 2 months, I've just gotten so pumped on, making videos and bringing things to the community, and the community gives back.
Mhm.
And that's what's so exciting
Oh,
is, that's where I guess I am excited about my growth, is because y'all tell me like, hey, change this, or maybe try that, or great.
So are you.
Oh, thank you.
I missed that last part. My computer froze.
Oh, you were just you missed me saying how awesome you are.
Hardly.
Y'all are awesome. Sure.
Hopefully,
Is it animal time?
He was getting to the point where he's starting to meow a lot. So, I guess our last question is going to be: is what projects are you hoping to do next week?
One of the projects I'm looking into doing next week is so I just recently found out that my channel is going to be sponsored by High Tech Diamond. So
Congrats.
I got a saw in the mail today. So I'm going to be doing a unboxing video, and I'm going to put that to use immediately and put out a video for you guys using the saw and then also the flat lap. And I'm actually gonna I have some obsidian that Jared sent me with currently rock hounding, so I'm actually gonna try and polish some obsidian and make a cool video out of it. So
Nice. Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
Again,
awesome, Kurt.
Yeah. Congratulations on getting that sponsorship.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you make there. My next project is making a video all about obsidian. It's been done before, but I've got specimens from Glass Butte and some other places. And since I've been on a roll at a 3-part series of a giveaway that started from a rock, and then the lapidary or the cabochon, and we're finishing off the jewelry piece, and then the giveaway will be the obsidian wrap up. And I think a lot of people underestimate how darn cool that stone is. And I lived in Tucson for 15 years, and I was planted there by family for the Tucson Gem Show, so that they'd have a place to stay. And obsidian is kind of a lesser semi-precious stone among a lot of gem people. And so I overlooked it for the longest time. I didn't realize how awesome it is until visiting Glass Butte, and I'm absolutely addicted to it now. So I would love for people to understand that I think just because the market says a certain thing, like all the gemologists want to tell you that it's bad or not as precious as something else, that's hooey. And so I'm here to tell people different.
It's hogwash. I actually have multiple projects in the works. Hold on. I have the Maker's Challenge. I'm still in the process of getting done, or I'm trying to get done. I haven't even started cutting the rock yet, so I still have to do that. And worst case scenario, if I don't make it by the 11th hour of getting that done, I have a backup project I can do really quick, and then just make a separate video on what I intended for the Maker's Challenge, because work full time and then trying to balance everything all at once. Family, work, hobbies. It's a lot, and but I am I am trying to aim to make sure I get that done before I have to upload it for Wednesday of week after next. Right? Yeah, week after next. So I have week and a half left, not even to get that done. But I have other customer projects I need to get done. I still have the other half of the Jersey Courts for that video to get out there. Just project after project, and I'm hoping actually once I get the Makers Challenge video done and all the other customer projects, I'm probably gonna take a brief break from projects. I'm not gonna stop making videos. I'll probably do like simple videos, just kind of make sure I'm still here.
Yeah.
But take a quick break and then come back with some bigger projects. Like I said, Kurt already knows a top secret project that I'm working on. I'm still gonna keep it top secret until that time comes. Or
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, for those watching, this is pre-recorded on Thursday for Friday.
Yeah. Long run, we can be able to live stream it for you guys.
Well, and then they can be along for the chat. We want you guys all out there along for the ride as well. So that's going to be awesome when we can get that dialed in.
Yeah, we can also do like live Q&As and stuff as well. Like, communicate with the viewers while the live stream. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, live stream is going.
Well, it'll be more than this.
Time twisted.
It'll be more than just viewers too. It'll be other fellow YouTube channels that want to kind of ask questions too and get tips, tricks, or just they want to be like, hey, how's it going? Glad to see you guys out here, or if you even we can always readdress that here next week. But I think we talked about a lot of cool stuff here already, and we've kind of went past the original time mark that we want to kind of aim at, but that's fine. For those watching, apologize now for if it's too long, but if it's just long enough, if you're working on something and you're listening to us, that's great too. But before we go, any of you have anything that you want to end with?
Have an awesome rocking week. Find some cool rocks.
Yeah, I always like to hear about people creating. So keep creating and share that for sure.
Decker? He says that we'll see you all next week, but I'm glad everyone stopped by, and I'm glad you guys were able to make it for this awesome podcast. And this is episode 1, and we'll do episode 2 next week. So if you guys have questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and we'll probably answer them next week until we can start figuring out live casts. And ow. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Rock on.